Śrī Hari.
Hare Krishna, good morning. Let's see the verse for today from Sri Vrindavana Mahimamrita by Prabodhananda Saraswati. Danyo loke mumukshur hari bhajana paradhanya dhanya tato aso dhanyo yah Krishna padambuja rati parama rukminisya priyotah yashodheya priyoh atah subala sugrudut ata gopi kanta priyatatah priyotatah tatah श्रीमद् वृंदावनेश्वर्य अति रस विवसा राधाक सर्व मूर्धनि. Here Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur is telling who are the fortunate people. We are fortunate when we get a good job. We are fortunate when we have a good spouse, good family, children, good boss, good wealth, good health, and so forth. Then we consider ourselves to be fortunate in those lines when we have those things, because those are the things we set in our mind. What does fortune and what that which brings us happiness in our life. Sometimes what happens is that when we have options to wanting to go to a shop and buy something, and say you want to really buy um, your you saw a beautiful, nice, I don't know, gold ring which you've been thinking of wanting to buy. When you go to India, you want to buy that particular necklace or bangle, whatever it is, and you know the design and everything. When you go there, you saw that you want to buy that one, but then they also offer another one which is less expensive, but more of gold value. It has more of gold value. But whereas the other one has lot of studs, you all know this one, um, where you buy a gold and you buy a gold with studded stones and things. It varies, the value varies. The point here is we have a desire to wanting to buy something. When we go there, the shopkeeper is showing another jewelry, another item, where for the same amount you're going to pay for the other jewelry which you've been wanting to buy, the other jewelry has more gold, more thing, whatever it is. So the question is, which one do you buy? The one that you want to buy gives you a pleasure, happiness, which you've been wanting to, or the one which gives more value to the money that you value to the money. Which one do you we buy? That is something that individually we have to think. So what happens is sometimes people go with uh, most of the time people go with, okay, for less money, for the same money, I get more of that one rather than buying what I like. So they compromise their happiness, uh, enjoyment for that reason and go with the value of money. Some people, irrespective of value of money, what they are looking for is not the value of money, but what brings me happiness. That is what they want to go. There are two types of people. Everyone is not the same. So for some people, the happiness could be having a better shelter, better family members, better job and better salary and things like. For some people, it may be a totally different thing, not necessary of these external things is which going to bring them satisfaction, happiness. That could something else within themselves that brings them happiness, right? Even for example, finding a job. You want to do a job which you like to do, or you want to are paid less, or you want to do a job which you don't like to do but paid more. Again, there's a two type of options are here. Each people who pick another one of these things, they will have their own reasonings and arguments why they go with this one. One may say, I sacrifice my happiness for the value, and I'm ready to go through the strugglings to get more money and savings and so forth. Whereas another person may tell, what's the use of having a job which doesn't give you happiness, and manager is not very good, and nothing is good, but only thing is that you get a lot of money, but I'll suffer that one for the sake of saving money. And it can be argued in neither way. So it just depends on personality and how they are. But according to Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, who are the fortunate ones? It's been told in this particular Shatakam, second Shatakam, 34th Slokam. Danyah loke mumukshur haribhajana paro dhanya dhanya tato aso. So he's saying that those who are desirous of liberation are fortunate in this world. Those who are inclined towards the service of Hari are more fortunate. So he's going gradually increasing from one level to another level. And if you see this sloka, is not starting from those who are interested in wanting to Annamaya kosha. There are different kosha, different ways that one get realizations of what is the highest thing that they want to achieve. One may start with food is the best thing. If I get today's meal, I'm happy. That is enough for me. One meal a day, or if someone is more, 3 meals a day, I'm happy. That's good. And that is God for me. So Annamaya Kosha, food is God for me. So is Prabodhananda Saraswati is not even starting from that low level. It's low level. uh, trying to just think food alone is God, everything. If I don't get food, I will die. Therefore, what is that which is making me live in this world? Food. Therefore, food is God. Okay. And then Manomaya and so many other things are there. But anyway, Prabodhananda Saraswati is not starting from that low level. He already started from somewhere high. Danyo loke mumukshur Danyo loke Danyaha loke mumukshur. Mumukshur means those who are in the path of liberation or those who are liberated, either one. So Danya means very fortunate. Those who are fortunate, those who are desire for liberation are fortunate in this world. Because how many people come forward to even think of wanting to be liberated from this world? Many people think that this world itself is a very good place. Why even I need to worry about, even if there is something called Swargaloka, why even I have to go to Swargaloka? I don't need to go to Swargaloka. I'm happy over here. I like to be born many times as I want because this place is so very good. Right? Obviously, when you go to Swargaloka, do we have a newspaper? Do we have a YouTube? Do we have a Facebook? None of those things going to be available. Media is not going to be there. Therefore, here media is very good. Therefore, I can be more happier over here. So that's these people are coming out of that understanding and say, I want to get rid of the entire this Prakriti Mandala. I want to be liberated. So that's a definitely need to be something appreciated, but that's not ultimately the great thing according to Prabodhananda Saraswati. He goes to the next level. Danyaha Loke Mukshu. Next is Hari Bhajana Paro. Hari Bhajana Paro means greater than that simply being fortunate not to be liberated. The next level is those who are inclined towards the service of Hari are more fortunate. More fortunate are those who have inclination to, I want to serve Hari. I want to serve Śrī Hari, Krishna. They are more fortunate. And then, tato aso. Those who have developed great attachment for which one? Dhanya yaha Krishna padambuja rati. Now, those who have developed great attachment for the lotus feet of Krishna are much more fortunate still. Sometimes people only like to do service, but without any attachment. You may serve someone, even that happens in the family members also. One of your family member, you take care of the family member, you serve the family member, do things, but not necessary you're serving that family member out of attachment. It could be simply because you have no other choice. We don't know. Some people may not even have a choice that we married to this person or This is my father, this is my daughter, this is my so and so, this is my uncle, what a wife. And we have no choice, right? Therefore, one may serve the family member very nicely, but there is no attachment. There's no attachment. It could be just because I'm doing for the sake of doing, I'm doing because I'm bound to do, I have a duty bound, therefore I'm serving this person. Therefore, service alone is not enough. Service with attachment is what is very important now. Now, that's the second point where he said, Dhanyo yaha Krishna pada ambucha rati. Having attachment to the lotus feet of Krishna are more fortunate still. More fortunate than them are those who are dear to the husband of Rukmini. It's quite interesting here. Rati paramo Rukminisya priyo ataha. Priyo ataha. Rukminisya priyo ataha. Now one is attached. One is attached to the person, but not necessarily the other person is attached to this person who's doing service. That is also possible. You try to serve someone and you do the service with the attachment, and then you might have come across some of these relationships where you are serving that person, you are attached to that person, and that person doesn't have any love to you. That person doesn't even appreciate what you're trying to do. Uh, Especially it could happen in the relationship of the siblings, or it could also happen to the extreme of the husband and wife relationship, or it could be with the parents, or it could be with the children. We are trying to serve the children with attachment. I'm just giving a comparison here, so do not come and ask me that, Prabhu, we are talking about family attachment, children. I thought we should be. That's not. Please understand the level of comparison here. So you may serve your child with a lot of love and affection attachment. That son or daughter may not have zero attachment to his parents. That is, we can see in this world. They don't have any attachment. But what is necessary is you do service with attachment to that particular person, and that person is also dear to you. He also feels dear to you, right? That is what has been mentioned here. If that person is not dear to you, then your service to that person may also not be that very great. So here the point has been made here. Rati paramo Rukmini isha priya ataha. The more fortunate than them are those who are dear to the husband of Rukmini. So how do we become dear to the husband of Rukmini? Then we do service to the husband of Rukmini, what he likes to do. What he likes, not that what I like. When we do service with attachment to someone, and that service, when we're doing with attachment, should be liked by that person who's receiving the service. If the person doesn't like and we are doing something else to him, simple thing. If you between among the parents, say you have a sibling and you are attached to your parents, we are attached to our parents and we are serving our parents, taking care of the parents, sending money and making sure they are nicely settled in a house, they have health care and everything. We are providing everything to our parents, and the parents should be happy with what we are doing, right? But the parents are not happy. Why? Because you're serving me all this thing, but you don't have a better relationship with your sibling, your brother, your sister. What will make me happy is not this money, not this thing that you're doing. If you and your brother, you and your sister, you and your whoever it is, if you're all united and being living together and happy, that gives me happiness. One parents think and say like that, any parents for that matter. They want their children to be united, right? But I am doing everything my father and mother, but I don't have any relationship with my siblings. So parents are not going to be happy. This is just a material example I'm trying to give. Likewise, when it comes to Krishna consciousness, we try to do the service which pleases Krishna and what Krishna wants us to do. So that has been told here as Paramo Rukminisha Priyaha Ataha. Priyataha. Those who are dear to those who are dear to the son of Yashoda are more fortunate. or more fortunate. Now he's going to the next level of from Rukmini Bhava. Rukmini and Krishna's relationship is more official, and whereas he's taking to the next level from Rukmini to the next one. Those who are dear to the son of Yashoda are more fortunate, because why? Even Rukmini, when Narasimhadev came in front of Rukmini, when Narasimhadev came in front of Rukmini, Rukmini is in Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi was not in courage, not courageous to go in front of her husband. She said, "Wow, I've never seen such a person in my life. I'm very scared." And we never seen where Rukmini is trying to. Anyway, so over here is Yashoda bound Krishna out of her love. Who in the world have done this one to Krishna? Mm. Yenna tavam seidhalo Yashodai. There's a beautiful song in Tamil. I said, what fortune, what great thing that Yashoda would have done in her life, in previous lives, that she was able to bind Krishna. Bind Krishna. It's not possible. Something is very special about Mother Yashoda. Mm. Yashodanandana. That is why Devaki was very much in wanting to experience everything what Yashoda has done, and she want to see whatever happened. What Devaki just was gave Krishna to the world, but then she did not enjoy much. It was Yashoda who enjoyed the childhood pastimes of Krishna. That's why Yashoda is greater. Mm. For those who यशोधेय प्रियः अथ शुभल सुहृद अतो गोपकांत प्रिय ततः ततः तः. Now, those who are friends of those who are friends of Krishna's friend Shubhala are more fortunate still. Now, next is that for not those who are friends of Shubhala, the friends Krishna has many friends, and those who are friends of Krishna's friends are more fortunate or more fortunate. This is quite interesting and brings a point of the philosophy that those who all this while we saw how one was connected to Krishna, one is connected to Rukmini, one is connected to Yashoda are fortunate. Now it goes to the next level. See the sequence here. Next level is where one who's more fortunate are those who are attached and has friendship with Krishna's friends. Krishna's friends. That means a level higher. It's not level lower. We have to see that in the spiritual realm, as we go in a disciplic succession, we become higher and higher and higher in that consciousness, in that in the sequence of spirituality, in the bhakti. So that is why it's not we are coming lower. I am direct disciple of Prabhupada. What is, according to this one, it is not great of being direct disciple of Prabhupada, not to minimize that. Of course, we value and if they are great souls and they are seniors, without them, we cannot spiritually progress. We'll be totally orphan. So that's all great. But one should not think that if I'm not direct disciple of Prabhupada, I'm not great. When we are the disciple of Prabhupada, disciples, that increases more. Like how the fruit, when it comes from top to down, that fruit is considered to be more tastier. It's the same thing applied over here also. Those who are friends of Krishna's friends, Bala, are more fortunate still. Those, because the reason that we are not feeling though like that is because we are trying to equate the corporate organizational structure which Krishna conscious organizational structure does not go equal. In organization and corporate, the higher position you attain, you consider to be greater. Whereas in spiritual consciousness organization, the lower you take the position, you consider to be greater. Completely opposite. And if you try to apply the corporate over here, you will be sad, you will be miserable, you will be completely depressed because I have been in Krishna consciousness for so many years. I'm still not temple president yet. I'm not still GBC yet. Then that means we are equating ourselves into corporate or corporate structure into Krishna consciousness. Hmm. Someone, this happened many years back. Someone told me that, Prabhu, I want my wife to be second initiated so she get promoted. That person is very innocent. Nothing wrong about that person. That person is innocent. He's not into Krishna consciousness, but his wife was into Krishna consciousness. But when we had a conversation, that person, I approached him, but would you like to take second initiation? And initially, husband was reluctant. And then later, the husband came to be and spoke. Yeah, now I think my wife has to be second initiated. She's doing very good and she's doing all this very nicely. I think she has to get to the next level of Krishna conscious where she get promoted. I was just a little, exactly the same dialogue happened. And then I was thinking, I didn't preach and tell about any of I said, okay, that's fine. But we should not equate the corporate structure over here. Let's move on here. Those who are attached to the worship of Krishna, the lover of gopis, are even more fortunate. Now, is going to the point of now from that should lead one to the attachment of worship of Krishna. Those who are attached to the worship of Krishna, the lover of gopis, um, or gopis, are even more fortunate. Gopakanta Priyataha. But those who are overwhelmed with love of Srimati Radharani, please understand when we saw the sequence, as we saw the sequence now shifts to the point of those who are attached to the worship of Krishna, lover of gopis, lover of gopis. That mood is what is very important, lover of gopis, because our teachings, our philosophy is that where Krishna with gopis, with gopis is considered to be the much more greater or even more fortunate. But those who are overwhelmed with love for Srimati Radharani, who is the queen of Vrindavana, are the most fortunate. Therefore, our worship is Radha Rani with Krishna. Radha Krishna worship is the greatest worship. We do not worship Krishna by himself. We do not worship in any other different forms, but with Radha Rani. And that is what has been told over here. Dhanyo loke mumukshur hari bhajana pharo dhanya dhanya tato aso dhanyo yat Krishna pada mojarati parama rukminisha priyota यशोधिय प्रियो तः शुभल शुभल सुकृत अतो गोपकांता प्रियो ततः तः श्रीमद् वृंदावनेश्वरी अतिरस विवशाराधाक सर्वमूर्तिना मूर्तिनी. Thank you all very much. Let's continue the chanting. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.